Oh, now the certain advice that someone gave to you that absolutely did not make sense whatsoever before, my gorgeous Aquarius. The certain advice that someone gave you not that long ago absolutely didn't not make sense whatsoever, but you listened. You did listen to that person and you did do what this person have said to you to do or suggested to you to do. And although at the time it did not make sense whatsoever, so I'm talking about someone really beautiful, someone really wonderful, someone really gorgeous in your life who is playing a rather important role indeed. So at the beginning of this week you are going to have a really important news and message, and this is going to surprise you. It's going to be good in the best possible way in terms of your own success and in terms of one of the biggest accomplishments ever. And this is all kind of, I'm not saying that it's down to that person who gave you this advice or suggestion and things like that. No, baby, no. It is all down to you because you decided to do what that person told you to do, and now you're gonna have this amazing, remarkable message that is gonna blow you away in the best possible way. It's not only to do with an accomplishment, it's not only to do with a success, it's not only to do with you becoming aware of like an aspect of your life that you were so worried while you were making decision and but you trusted that person. It's not only about that, but it's also about you kind of like at the same time knowing exactly what do you need to do next, okay? And knowing exactly what do you need to do next. And this is going to be such a big moment in your life because I know for the fact that this is connected to your spiritual journey, which means that karmically you worked on it for such a long time and you were prepared for this moment. But in order to deal with this moment, you have to be strong, you have to be powerful, you have to be like kind of independent enough to kind of put your foot down and absolutely do not think, do not look back ever again whatsoever. So I'm talking about the spiritual independence that's creating a very much so a unique energy, and that unique energy brings the best out of you in terms of you using your gifts. Otherwise you leave your spiritual gifts behind, and this is a lot to do with maybe us finding ourselves like being surrounded by the wrong people or a wrong group of people who are or wrong person who are becoming very toxic, but then again that toxicity, it's also messing up like our own mind and our own way of thinking, because we kind of get hold on to certain things that make us feel good about that person or group of people, but then it's a lot starts fading into the background, the good things that they do, or that person does or group of people do, who are kind of like becoming a part of this rather toxic energy, and this toxic element out of your life you're coming out of now. You're leaving this toxic energy when it comes to this, my gorgeous Aquamarine, indeed. So this is why this is so important. So now you will know in terms of the actual, so this is a lot to do with your karmic justice and the things that you have been through for such a long time. So things are going to start feeling so much lighter. So all you need to become aware of is that aspect, that message, that information that you are going to have when it comes to your own accomplishment and when it comes to your own success and when it comes to you kind of listening to that advice, but you weren't too sure at the time, it didn't even make sense. But now there is so much that is going to start making sense as well, because you will be able to apply a few things that happened to you personally as well within the last couple of months, and you're going to understand what that person was trying to tell you as well. So it's not only about that, my gorgeous Aquamarine, it's about the fact that this accomplishment, it's really going to make you aware of what exactly next step and next stage do you need to kind of be at, what next step do you need to make. And that in itself is the best possible thing when it comes to your development, when it comes to your life in general. So whether you're looking for work, this is like, oh my god, something really big is coming. Whether you're working, you know what I mean, this is like pretty much so to do with the next step, next stage, development, like a promotion and things like that. And if you're retired, then this is to do with an aspect of your life that you've been working on for so long, but there were element of you being scared, you're going further because you were taking so many other kind of like things into consideration that you should have avoided all this time, but it doesn't really matter. You're going to come to terms with this at the beginning of the week, and at least you will be able to learn from this so much when it comes to your life in future. So this is going to show you exactly, my gorgeous Aquamarine, which decision to actually make when it comes to your development. Okay, and this is gonna all boil down towards your financial situation being so much more stable, even more stable, so much more powerful, but at the same time it's gonna make you feel really strong and confident in terms of you feeling so independent, but loving it and loving it. You will love this independence, and you're gonna feel so proud of yourself, and you're gonna feel so cocky of yourself, but in the best possible way. Do you know what I mean? Because you deserve this. You know. You also need to understand that now the time is coming up when you need to kind of chill out a little bit, take some time out, and take care of yourself. This is also really important to for you to understand that now time is coming up, and especially now at around this week, in between the 7th and the 13th of November, you're gonna realize that time is coming up to kind of take care of yourself, to do something special for yourself, to kind of treat yourself. You know, it's important to kind of raise this vibration and energy around us, because it helps us to keep going. And we understand so much, you know, about ourselves and about different aspects of our lives that we were kind of ignoring, and we didn't know why. So we go in this psychic mode that kind of explains us a lot after we kind of like take some time out as well. But anyway, going back to this after you become aware of this accomplishment, I like it so much because this is to do with your success. You're going to feel extremely proud of yourself, but at the same time it's going to make you aware of exactly which choice do you need to make in terms of your own development. This is going to make you feel ridiculously like independent in the best possible way, but it's going to put you in a mode of the contemplation, you know, something is going to be scaring you so much, and there is the specific burden that you are going to really be reminded of, the certain burden in your life, something that became such a burden, and you're going to be thinking about, and because of that you are going to have a contemplation. But then at the same time, somebody really beautiful in your life, somebody really beautiful in your life, somebody quite psychic, somebody quite spiritual, somebody quite open-minded, somebody who shares so much like on your spiritual journey, you know, but also in terms of spirituality and being open-minded and being really psychic. This person is very quirky in so many different ways. So that person is going to tell you exactly when it comes to that contemplation that you're going to be facing. That person is going to give you the answer. That person is going to tell you something, and it's going to be along like half it's going to be an advice, and half it's going to be you will know that this is coming from somewhere else, from that person being psychic, you know. And that in itself, it's going to make you aware of like, you know what, that contemplation is the final push that you need to make in order to deal with that burden in your life. That burden was affecting you more than ever over the last 11 months. That burden is going to be highlighted, and that burden is going to be standing in the path here in between you and your future. And that person who is so close to you, important to you, that kind of psychic person, somebody very spiritual and ridiculously open-minded, it's going to make you aware of the fact, and you will trust that person, and you should indeed. That person is going to make you aware of the fact that by you deciding what you're going to do with that contemplation, and it's a lot to do with you deciding things on your own terms, because this is leading towards your own independence. But you will know through that psychic person in your life that, you know, by you making a choice when it comes to that contemplation, at the same time that choice is going to be that final push when it comes to that burden that was holding you so much from being your bravest self, especially when it comes to making really important decisions, you know. And at the same time, my gorgeous Aquamarine, you know what I want to say to you? That by the time you get to the mid part of this week, you know what? There is someone very special coming into your life. There is someone very special about to enter your life. There is someone very special about to enter your spiritual journey. Not just yet, but at around the midweek, you will know how this person is going to enter your journey. because at around the midweek there is something brand new, baby, going to be on the horizon. Something brand new is going to be on the horizon. You will want to explore, you will want to expect, you will want to do, you will want that to become the part of your life. Perhaps you're going somewhere, or perhaps you're regularly going somewhere. That particular thing that is going to be on your mind, that you're going to start thinking like you want to start doing, it's also bringing you someone very, very special and very beautiful and very unique into your life. Someone who is like, oh my God, going to inspire you on so many different levels. But it's that person is not going to become evident this week. But what you're going to know this week, it's that new kind of like a thing that is going to be on your mind, you know. This is what is going to actually bring the connection. So what you will want to explore, what you will want to kind of like really start doing, some kind of new stage, it's about to open up, and you will feel very strongly that this is the part of your spiritual journey. But you're not going to know at that moment in time that this is also going to bring someone very, very special and very unique into your life, who's going to stay there for a long, long, long time. And it's also going to make one of the biggest impacts on your life. That person is bringing you a really special and beautiful gift. That person is bringing us a gift in such a way where you are going through that person understands so much more about yourself, so much more about your life, you know. And inspiration is going to be off the roof. You know, you've been waiting for this person for such a while now, and you will see exactly what I mean, okay? And also, my gorgeous Aquamarini, when it comes to the midweek, I want to say to you that, you know, what you're going to find out, I have to say, it is going to surprise you. It's almost like going to like kind of shock you a little bit, what you're going to find out. But then again, you need to find out this, because it's all about you becoming fully aware of something that you didn't know before. And that was also standing in between you and your own success. So that these are the certain blockages that you are removing at the same time by finding out and by becoming fully aware of something that you didn't know. And this is going to kind of shock you, because it's going to be connected to the certain person, but then at the same time you're not going to be completely surprised. I think that you're going to find this more like, oh thank God, than anything else, more like a relief at this stage than anything else, really, because something is going to be proven to you. And what you're going to become, and what you're going to become fully aware of, it's really going to you know, put you in a mode like, oh baby, I just want to make this particular step, you know. It's gonna kind of make you aware of a very, very, very powerful and a very bold move that you're going to need to make. And that bold move is going to be consisting of you having an important conversation with a few people who you do not want to have an important conversation with, who you find completely off, and completely like kind of off in terms of the energy. They intimidate you, and there is something not quite right with them, but there is still something unresolved in between you and that group of people. So it's almost as if you are saying goodbye to them, you know, like, farewell darling, see you later, you know, but you're gonna be happy about it. But at the same time, there is something that you need to kind of discuss. There is something that you need to put your point across. There is something that you need to kind of like not to prove your point, but to make sure that they know something. You need to make sure that they know something, all right? And that's the part of your bold move that you're gonna need to make. So this is important, you know, this is very, very important, because you are kind of going to do the right thing, and you are also going to find out some kind of like a really interesting information through this group of people. And that interesting information that you're going to find out, it's also going to be connected to something completely different. It's like in terms of timing, you're gonna realize like that you have to be like kind of patient about something that you would normally kind of like really, it will put you off, but through them, you see, it's even, you're gonna get this quite beneficial out of this group of people, just completely out of the blue. You will be able to connect certain dots, and that is gonna kind of make you aware of like what exactly do you need to be patient about as well when it comes to your own life, you know, when it comes to things that you're working on, and when it comes to the part of your life, an aspect of your life that you want to happen like tomorrow, but no baby, no, you know, you're gonna understand this. So there is quite a lot gonna come through this as well. And also, by the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you also please pay attention to what your body is trying to tell you. On one hand, your body is going to be communicating to you on a much like kind of like a higher angle. When it comes to mind, body, and spirit, your body is going to be talking to you. Your body is going to be communicating to you. Make the most of it, because the energy and vibration is going to be really powerful. This week is starting on the 7th of November, and it's going to end on the 13th of November. Number 7 and number 13th are these numbers are ridiculously powerful, but they very often reflect on our own like kind of mind, body and spirit at the same time. So what does it do? Well, basically, as soon as you kind of establish the part of your body that is like kind of giving you problems and things like that, like you're already halfway there. So like as soon as you establish it, you know, within as long as it happens within this week, as soon as you kind of listen to it and establish, okay, it's my stomach is being funny, my stomach is being strange, okay, I'm gonna drink more water. And as soon as you establish this, for example, as soon as you take a little bit of water, you're already halfway there. You already will start the process of healing. So you just need to put a little bit of energy towards it. So it's like, oh my god, my leg is hurting me, oh, I need a little bit of massage here. Do you know what I mean? So you're already doing something, so you're making a certain move. Oh, let's say I'm really tired all the time. Maybe you need to go completely against it. Exercise, go against it completely. When you exercise, you just like rejuvenate yourself. But as soon as you almost immediately kind of do something about it, so you're already going to start the process of healing, and you're already going to be halfway there. So this is what I need you to understand, my gorgeous Aquamarini. Okay, so pay attention to what your body is trying to tell you. Very important indeed. And also, when it comes to the end of this week, you know, another an unexpected situation here. Now this is going to happen completely unexpectedly, and what you're going to hear at the end of the week, it's again like kind of you need to understand that this is a lot to do with you and somebody else and your karma slowly coming to an end. But you are like on top with all this. Everything is happening the way it's meant to be happening. Okay, so your karma with somebody else is still coming to an end, slowly but surely. But you know, and you do understand that it is going to take time. We're all humans after all, you know. So it's pretty much so to do with a certain person that hurt you, you know. So what are you actually going to hear at around the end of the week? It's really going to kind of surprise you. It's like completely unexpectedly, and it's gonna make you feel like really kind of sad and negative. It's like, oh my god, it's gonna make you feel really worried and just a little bit depressed. But then at the same time, you have to kind of be strong. You have to be really strong when you hear this. This is just a moment of illusion, because karma in between you and somebody else is slowly coming to an end. So these are the last bits, you know, of this particular specific attachments that you are going to be able to feel. So someone is going to try to manipulate you at around the end of the week, and this is what you're going to find completely like, this is what's going to be completely unexpected. It's going to come through that person, but you will know that someone is trying to manipulate you. So it's like, no baby, no. And it's to do with the choice that you've made not that long ago, that you're going to start questioning with yourself, did I make the right choice? Did I make the right choice? My darling, like one day later, you're going to realize that you made the best possible choice. And this is leading again towards your own success, towards your own happiness, towards your own destiny, how you want your life to be. Just remember, we are indeed in control of our own destiny. This is the best possible thing that you are doing and you have done for your life so far, my gorgeous Aquamarini. This is going to lead towards your own spiritual independence, but also towards your own, like you're going to return to yourself after this moment in time. So it's going to, you know, you are going to feel so happy, but at the same time, it's just going to really kind of help you to understand so much about yourself, and you are going to actually understand by the end of this week how much you've changed, you know, how much you've changed. And you're also going to understand like that choice that you made not that long ago involving that person, it's going to be highlighted that was like an extremely wise choice that you've made. So this is absolutely brilliant, because it's all going to boil down towards you by the end of the week, really understanding that now you really need to sit down with yourself. You by the end of the week, you're also going to understand, if you didn't take some time out to take care of yourself, treat yourself. You know, even if it's 2 or 3 days, just take some time out. You know, this is what you're going to realize that you need to do by the end of the week to protect yourself, to protect your energy. But what you're also going to realize at the end of the week, that you must come up with an important plan. You will know what am I talking about. You're going to need to come up with an important plan, because there is still someone very... My God, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you always have so much. There is still, you're going to need to come up with an important plan, because that it's again to do with lots of people in your life. There are always lots of people around you. And now it's like, you're going to need to develop and have a clear plan, especially when it comes to protecting. I told you before, someone very sensitive in your life, somebody very, a person who is vulnerable. We are talking about someone really, really vulnerable here. And I think that this vulnerability most likely is due to their age. Maybe they're getting much older. Okay, so you get a clue who am I talking about, okay? And it's to do with the sum. I'm not saying that the people who are older are vulnerable. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying if you're older, you're vulnerable necessarily. No, baby, no. But I'm talking about someone who's older here, an older person who's definitely becoming vulnerable for some reason. And you know what am I talking about. Maybe they're not remembering as much. Maybe they're not as sharp as much. You will know exactly what am I talking about. So it's to do with somebody vulnerable in your life, an older person who means to you so much. This is like a family member. This person means to you so much. This person is very powerful in terms of what they achieved in their life. But sadly, because they're so vulnerable, there are some kind of very negative and dark entities around that person trying to take an advantage of them. Taking advantage of that person who is vulnerable, who means to you so much, and that person who is vulnerable you love so much, and that person loves you. This is someone who is in your family, but you need to really come up with a plan how you're going to protect this person, because you tried it before, you were very methodical, you were like one step at a time, but now slowly but surely you need to take this on the next level, because if you don't, that person, that family member who is vulnerable, it's going to, if you don't do nothing now for a while, then it's some kind of new, very dark and negative process is going to start again. So someone is trying to take an advantage of that vulnerable person, and you are the only one who is so powerful, who is so strong, and who is also very direct. You know, you could have a massive family, or maybe you have a little family, maybe you have no family, maybe this is to do with a really great friend. But my point is that, you know, you are the only one who can do something with this, because you are different. You're very direct, but you're also very charming. You're an empath, so you can feel things. You know how to respond to certain vibrations and certain energies. So my gorgeous Aquamarine, you're actually the only one who can do something about it, but you have to be slow, and you have to take one step at a time, and you have to develop and have a clear plan, okay? This is going to be superb, because at the same time, you're not only going to protect that vulnerable person, but at the same time, you're going to find out something very, very specific about yourself. That very shortly, within the next few months, it's about to become a part of an amazing revelation, especially when it comes to your soul purpose. Very soon after that moment in time, you're going to find out something very specific about your soul purpose. So that means that, you know, an inspiration, you're going to be inspired by something that you've never been inspired before. And this couldn't have happened at a better time in your life, and you will see exactly what I mean. Okay, my gorgeous Aquamarini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.